Hello, everybody. So the next last, I think, videos from the PIAFF diary for this year, actually, and maybe we'll do some during the festival to talk about, how a festival is done. But I guess it was more about the selection, this diary, than the festival. Even if now I can tell you, almost all have the juries because when you do the selection, it's important to have a good jury. I mean, for me, to try to, give the prizes. I don't have a Grand Prix in my festival. I don't think that a film is better than another one, but I think we have some prizes for, directing, screenplay, and I don't know how you can have a Grand Prix. I had actually for the 3 last year, and I thought it was kind of stupid. I know it's interesting for directors and producers and even festival and even people from the press to say that's the Grand Prix, but come on, let's. I mean, we all know that it doesn't really exist, and we know that it's not about the best, but it's a jury, and a festival is really that time, that moment, and so no Grand Prix for PIAFF, but the jury is almost done, the selection is almost done. There is a little always changes, so I have to put back some student film, which is quite complicated because when you have done your selection, it's quite difficult to just go on and have another one and another change a little bit. So, but of course, it's a pleasure to show more films. So I will have to choose. I don't know, 4 or 5 films more, so that's interesting. And even if this year is a stranger for PIAFF, we almost have only screening for competition. We will have 2 other screening, which we one will be on a school called Concordia University in Montreal. I'm really glad. I've been there also, so I'm glad to do a focus on that school, and the animation part of that school. I went to cinema, not animation, so I'm really glad. And another one, because I think it's a great author, really, is Stephen Woloshen. And for a long time, for the beginning, I didn't understood his work as it should have been. That's for me. And I watched once a screening in FICAM during a Canada focus. I don't know if it was Marco de Blois or Beyoud Mohamed, the director, but the artistic director, but one of the two brought Stephen Oloshen to Meknes, and I mean, the two of them. I'm glad because I thank them really, because to see the whole bunch of film of Stephen Woloshen in one, a whole screening was like, yeah, I understand nice cinema. So I'm really glad to have Stephen Woloshen in the festival. We have a screening and of course a talk with him. Few subject really quickly. I'm quite tired, of course, to do the selection. I'm doing the selection alone, not just for the pleasure of it, not just for the sport of it, but just because I've been to some selection committees with other people, and I think that when you can, and not always, it's sometimes it's difficult, but it's nice to do your own selection. So if a director or producer is coming to you and say why you didn't pick the film, well, you know how to answer. Sometimes you're just like, okay, I love your film, but it's the other one. Sometimes you don't like the film, but you still say, okay, that's the other one, that's not me. And I think that's something that we owe to the director and producer. And I think that director and producer has to understand that I don't know if they owe things to festival. I don't want to say that, but that's kind of a relationship between the director, producer, and the festival. So it's good for the festival to tell them that. But I can understand, of course, that people and some people doing selection in other festivals don't want to say that, and I can understand that, of course. I mean, I'm not saying that my point of view is the good one, and that's what I want to do, but I don't know which one is a good one. I just try to do that one for myself, and that's what I like. I'm gonna do the programmation, which I think is one of the best part of the festival. I didn't like that like 5 or 6 years ago. I was in Zagreb and I had to do it, and I was like, I can't do it, and I don't know when, but I had to do it someplace else. It was like, yeah, that's amazing. Maybe it was the first year in PIAFF, and I was like, yes, because when you choose the film, you have to pick the right place for you to the film to shine and to really be to touch the audience, and it's quite exciting to do that actually, because when you think about that, it's kind of a directing, the whole film. You're not gonna put you don't want to put a comedy just after a really dramatic film, because it's gonna kill themselves. But you want to do another one and another one. It's like an alchemy of doing that, and that's quite exciting. I'm trying to do. Last year was like the beginning with all experimental film, and it was an introduction for me. It was nice for all the screening, but I never do a selection thinking about my programmation, thinking like, okay, I want to do that, I want to show more experimental film or thing like that, or I want to show. No, I'm not doing that. I'm picking the film that I like, and then I'll see how it's all managed, and normally it works. Hopefully it will work this year, so I'll see that. To that thing, I'm still picking films from outside, film that are not sent to PIAFF. I think it's important. I think it's important for all the festivals, even the big ones, not only the small ones, to just go and try to find other films, other style, other thing like that. So it's quite important for me to do it. I'm not doing it as much as at the beginning, because more and more film are sent to the festival via Film Freeware or by mail, and of course I will pick them first, because I think that's that's kind of a reward, not a reward, but to say that to people that made the effort of sending us a film. Well, you'll be first, but then especially for the students. I'm lucky enough to see a lot of student work, exercise, and things like that. And if I want to pick up some names that are important for me, because I think that maybe, I hope so, in few years it will be professional and it will be short film or TV series, but other style. And for me, it's kind of an encouragement, or saying like, yeah, go for it and do it. And I don't want only like good, great film, well done, well made. I want thing that is like, okay, maybe this director or this one or her or is or him, I don't know, she's got a vision, and maybe, I hope so, she will be able to do it in other form and in professional after that. So that's also for me important. And the last thing is, I want to be always, I don't know, actually I should have looked in the dictionary. I want to feel trouble, or feel that I'm always asking myself question when I watch a film, or I can be taken by the film, like emotionally, and it's gonna be strong, and I feel strongly about the film. But I think I also to think about it. Just always, for me, a film, you have to watch it again and again and again, for me. And so he has to question me all the time. Like, of course, the Coen brothers, Kovalyov, Schwankmajer, all these great directors. Every time I watch a film of them, it's like, yes, it's still questioning me. And especially, I'm changing, of course, and the film are changing with me. So that's quite important for me to try that. So I don't have a lot of narrative in a classical way, but film that are challenging me, I guess. That's the world.